My name is Maria. To my husband Sam, I am just a simple woman, gentle, quiet, and ordinary. But he doesn't know the truth. He doesn't know about the past I've tried so hard to bury. And now, that past has come back to find me. My name is Maria. To the world, I am just a simple woman. To my husband Sam, I am the kind of wife who smiles, cooks, and lives an ordinary life. But the truth is, I carry a past that he doesn't know. Sam thinks I am a quiet and gentle soul, the kind of woman who never had adventures, who never had pain, who never had secrets. And sometimes I let him believe it because I wanted peace. I wanted a life where my past would never reach me again. But life doesn't always work that way. I met Sam 3 years ago. He was kind, steady, and very different from the people I knew before. He didn't ask too many questions. He loved me for who I was in the present, not for who I had been. That made me feel safe. When we married, I promised myself I would never let my old life touch our new life. I buried my memories deep in my heart. I thought they were gone forever. But the past has a strange way of finding you when you least expect it. It began with a message. One ordinary evening, while Sam was still at work, my phone buzzed. I thought it was just a reminder or a message from a friend. But when I looked at the screen, I froze. The name on the message was one I thought I would never see again. Maria, it's me. I know where you are. We need to talk. I felt my hands shake. The phone almost slipped from my fingers. I stared at the words, my heart pounding louder than the clock on the wall. It was Daniel, the man who had once been everything to me. The man I had loved before I ever knew Sam. The man who also brought me my deepest sorrow. Memories rushed back like a storm. I remembered being young, wild, and full of hope. Daniel was my first love. He made me believe in forever. But forever didn't last. He betrayed me in ways I couldn't forgive. And when he left, he didn't just take love away, he took pieces of me. It took years for me to stand again. And when I finally met Sam, I promised myself never to speak of Daniel, never to remember him. But now he had found me. That night, when Sam came home, I forced a smile. He hugged me, kissed my forehead, and talked about his day. I listened, nodded, even laughed at the right moments. But inside, I was shaking. I wanted to tell him the truth. I wanted to say, Sam, someone from my past is here, and I'm scared. But how could I? He thought I was simple, untouched by drama. He loved me because he believed I was different from others. If he knew the truth, would he still love me? Days passed. I didn't answer Daniel's message. I thought maybe he would give up if I stayed silent. But then, one evening, I saw him. I was walking home from the market when I felt someone watching me. I turned, and there he was. Daniel. He looked older, harsher, but his eyes were the same. Those eyes that once promised me the world. Those eyes that broke me. Maria, he said softly, you can't hide from me forever. I wanted to scream. I wanted to tell him to leave me alone. But no words came out. My throat was tight, my hands cold. I turned and walked away quickly, my legs trembling. That night, I couldn't sleep. Sam slept peacefully beside me, unaware of the storm inside my chest. I lay awake, staring at the ceiling, asking myself the same questions again and again. Why had Daniel come back? What did he want? And most of all, how long before Sam discovered the truth? The next morning, Sam noticed something was wrong. You're quiet, he said gently. Is something bothering you? I forced a smile. Just tired, I whispered. But deep inside, my heart was screaming, "Tell him, Maria. Tell him before it's too late." Yet fear silenced me again. As days turned into weeks, Daniel didn't disappear. He followed me. Not openly, but enough for me to notice. A shadow at the corner of the street. A figure across the cafe. A message once in a while, reminding me that he was near. Sam didn't see it. He trusted me, loved me, and never imagined that another man could be part of my story. But the truth was, my past wasn't just a memory anymore. It was alive. And it was threatening to destroy the life I had built with Sam. One evening, as I was preparing dinner, my phone rang again. This time, it wasn't just a message. It was a call. My hands shook as I answered. "Maria," Daniel's voice whispered, "we need to meet. If you don't, I'll come to your house. Do you want your husband to know who I am?" I froze. My worst fear had come true. I had kept my past locked away. But now the lock was broken. Daniel was here. And he wasn't going to leave quietly. That night, I stood by the window, looking at the dark sky. Sam was in the living room, reading, peaceful and unaware. My heart ached. I had two choices. I could tell Sam everything and risk losing his love. Or I could meet Daniel, face him, and pray that it would all end without Sam ever knowing. But deep inside, I already knew the truth. Secrets never stay buried. My past had come back to find me. And soon, Sam would have to know who I really was. I couldn't sleep that night. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw Daniel's face. His words echoed in my mind. "If you don't meet me, I'll come to your house. Do you want your husband to know who I am?" My heart pounded like a drum. Sam was just in the next room, safe and calm, reading like nothing was wrong. But my world was shaking. The next morning, I tried to act normal. I served Sam breakfast, listened to him talk about work, and smiled at the right times. But inside, I was torn apart. I loved him. More than anything, I loved him. But love built on secrets is like a house built on sand. It can fall at any time. Still, I was afraid. Afraid that if he knew the truth about my past, about Daniel, he would look at me differently. He would stop loving me. So I decided I would meet Daniel. One last time. I would end this once and for all. That afternoon, I sent him a message. "Fine. Let's meet. Tomorrow. Alone. After that, you stay away from my life forever." He replied within seconds, "Good girl. I'll be waiting." My hands trembled as I put the phone down. My secret life and my present life were about to collide. The next day, I told Sam I needed to visit a friend. He smiled and kissed me goodbye, believing every word. My chest ached at his trust, his kindness. If only he knew the storm inside me. I walked to the place Daniel had chosen, a quiet park on the edge of the city. The air was cool, the sky gray, as if nature itself was holding its breath. And then I saw him. Daniel stood near a bench, his hands in his pockets. He looked older than I remembered, but his eyes were still sharp. He smiled when he saw me. "Maria," he said softly, "you haven't changed." I wanted to laugh. Of course I had changed. I was no longer the foolish girl who once believed his promises. I was a woman now, a wife. But to him, I was still the same. "What do you want, Daniel?" I asked firmly. "Why are you here?" He sighed. "I made mistakes. I left you when I shouldn't have. But I never forgot you, Maria. I've been searching for you. And when I found out you were here, I had to see you." I clenched my fists. "You broke me. You betrayed me. And now I've moved on. I have a husband, a life. You don't belong in it. But he stepped closer, lowering his voice. Does your husband know everything? Does he know who you really are? His words cut through me like a knife. He knew my weakness. My past wasn't clean, and Sam didn't know the whole truth. Stay away, Daniel, I whispered, my voice trembling. If you care for me at all, let me live in peace. But Daniel shook his head. I can't. I still love you. And deep down, I think you still love me too. I turned away, tears burning my eyes. No, that Maria is gone. She died the day you left her. I am not her anymore. And with that, I walked away. I thought it was over. But I was wrong. That evening, as I returned home, Sam was waiting for me. His face was calm, but his eyes searched mine with worry. I froze. My heart felt like it had stopped beating. I reached for the note with shaking hands. It was from Daniel. Only 5 words. We are not finished yet. Sam's voice was gentle, but firm. Maria, who is he? My whole world crumbled in that moment. The walls I had built around my past collapsed. The secret I had guarded so fiercely was no longer mine to hold. I sat down, my legs weak, and for the first time, I told him everything. I told him about Daniel. About my past, my mistakes, my pain. I told him how I had buried it all, hoping to start fresh with him. I confessed my fear that if he knew, he would no longer love me. Tears streamed down my face as I whispered, I'm sorry, Sam. I should have told you from the beginning. But I was so afraid of losing you. Silence filled the room. I couldn't look at him. I expected anger, disappointment, maybe even hatred. But then, Sam took my hand. His grip was strong, steady, warm. Maria, he said softly, we all have a past. I married you for who you are today, not for who you were yesterday. What hurts me is not your past, it's that you didn't trust me enough to share it. I looked up, shocked. His eyes were full of love, but also of sadness. I was afraid you'd leave, I whispered. He shook his head. No, I love you. But marriage means honesty. From now on, no more secrets. Promise me that. I nodded through my tears. I promise. That night, for the first time in weeks, I felt peace. The secret was no longer a weight I had to carry alone. Sam knew. And he still loved me. But Daniel was still out there. A few days later, Sam surprised me. I want to meet him, he said. If he won't leave you alone, then I'll make it clear. You are my wife. Our life together is not his to touch. I was afraid of what might happen, but I trusted Sam. His strength was different from Daniel's. Daniel used charm and control. Sam used honesty and love. So we agreed. If Daniel came again, we would face him together. And he did. One evening, he showed up outside our home. But this time, I wasn't alone. Sam stood beside me, his arm around my shoulder. Daniel looked at us, his smile fading. So, this is your husband? Sam met his eyes firmly. Yes. And Maria is my wife. She has chosen her life, and it doesn't include you. Respect that, or I'll make sure you never come near her again. For a moment, Daniel looked like he might argue. But then, something in Sam's steady gaze made him hesitate. His shoulders sank, and without another word, he turned and walked away. As I watched him disappear into the night, I felt the weight lift from my chest. The past had come back to find me, but it no longer had power over me. I leaned against Sam, tears in my eyes. Thank you, I whispered. He kissed my forehead. No more secrets, Maria. From now on, we face everything together. And in that moment, I knew the truth. Love is not about hiding our scars. It's about finding someone who sees them and chooses to love us anyway.